Hi everybody, so today we are going to talk about slowing down, the slow movement. The slow movement was born in Rome in 1986, which is 1 year after I was born. A man named Carlo Petrini decided he didn't want a McDonald's on the Piazza di Spagna. What is the slow movement? What is slowing down? I think what we can all agree on is today, in our society, there is a new love for speed. The more we can do in the less time, the better. Everyone has forgotten how to slow down. Even when people go on holidays, they even think, what are we going to do? Like everything needs to be mapped in a calendar. But I often tell them, sometimes seeing less is seeing more. Indonesia has 17,000 islands. You can't see them all in 3 weeks, that's for sure. So pick a couple, but really see them. Really get in contact with the local population. Listen to the whispers of your soul. Listen to the island whisper and take it all in. Slowing down has become my way of life. I constantly remind myself to slow down. Which doesn't mean I never take the fast boat. It just means that, for example, in the kitchen, I'll always try to cook from scratch and occasionally use the microwave, and not the other way around. The slow movement has inspired me for a couple of years now, because I called my business Slow, and then from there I started reading about the whole movement and every book I could grasp to make it into a whole concept in our property, not just a name, a place where people could rethink their speed of life, get back to the essential value of life, and think what is really important. I live on a tiny island called Gili Air. It's between Bali and Lombok. I run around in half an hour. And everything is slow here. There are no motorized vehicles, so the only way to get somewhere is by foot, bicycle, or by horse cart, which evidently is slow. The local community often says pelan pelan, adeng adeng, which is sasak, so slowly, slowly, basically. So when we called our business Slow, everybody of course loved it. We inspire people, and I hope to inspire you into slowing down your pace of life, into a more healthy rhythm. I think today's society is pressing us like lemons, taking everything you can and pressing, more, until you end up in burnout or depression or anxiety or which is natural because nobody is meant to be pushed that far. I believe that if we could just let everybody function at their own rhythm, a healthy rhythm, not pushing yourself over that limit, but just challenging yourself, but not overdoing it, there will be much less burnout and it will cost much less to society. I actually tried that. So I opened a business here, 10 beautiful private pool villas with a spa, and we host retreats 6 months of the year. A wellness place, really. And with my staff, I wanted them to be happy because I thought, well, happiness is contagious, right? If the staff is happy, I will be happy, and also our customers will be happy. And it worked. Then after 6 months of insanity, I would give them 2 more days off. And after 1 year, 2 more. So they'll have double the days off than if they would work for the neighbors. So honest resting times. And on top of that, obviously, I'd pay them about double of what someone else would pay them. In commission, of course, so the more the company was making, the more the employee was making. So we're all linked to the success of the company, which created this happy family, and everybody wanted the best for Slow, you know? And yeah, we were number one on TripAdvisor for 5 years, and the company made 6 figures from the first year. So I think we can call that a successful managing campaign. La mélodie du bonheur. Happiness around, all around. So yeah, if we could manage to do this on a bigger scale, I think in the end it would be better for society and definitely better for humanity. So taking the time to do things in full consciousness. Before, I had never had time to cook, right? I even didn't have time to eat. I was driving to my next meeting, eating my sandwich in the car, and by the time I was sitting in my next meeting, I was still digesting it. But today, I really did take the time to eat. I love cooking. I started this cooking channel with my father called JL and Julie. You'll see it's hilarious. And we're cooking all my grandmother's recipes. And I really love just, cutting the vegetables, smelling the smell of the curry, the spices, and just cooking in full consciousness. I took this Ayurveda course, and it says everything you do, do it with love. And I really do that. I really do everything with love. And then I take a moment to enjoy this meal with people that I love and to share this moment, so it becomes this celebration of life almost, really making these moments count. I like to go on a digestive walk, and after that I even allow myself to have a nap. I actually have a nap, which I love. And you know what? After this proper break, when I get back to work, it's like I have a new brain. It's like a new day is starting. It's so efficient, and it's like bam, bam, bam. Yeah. It's good for you. I feel like it's really good for me. It inspires me to change. And before, my mom, I remember, used to call me de sloeker, which means I just swallowed everything. I was eating super fast because I had to do something else after. But now it's completely different. When I think about fast food, really, there is no link to the earth. There is no link to where it's coming from, farm to table, It's just fast food. It produces a lot of trash, and it's done in less than 3 minutes. How good can it be for the body? Don't you think your body deserves better? My mind on a thought. I am cooking, I am creating, and it is silent. It is just doing that. So I turn into this meditative state, even when I'm doing the dishes, and I'm doing it in full consciousness. I'm really in that moment, in that place only. Because in the end, we are what we eat. We are our first doctor. We can either heal our body or we can acidify it. The Petrini method, the principles, is pleasure before profit. It's slowness before speed. And it is a human being before a head office. The Sita slow, or the slow cities, you have hospitality and a spirit of neighborliness, preserving the culinary traditions, protecting the environment, really supporting family businesses, family-owned businesses, using local products, seasonal products, cutting on noise and traffic, having more green spaces, places for pedestrians, eco-transportation, Like Eckhart Tolle said, your entire life consists of the present moment. The buen vivire, le bon vivre, the well living. Not going from A to B, you know, but really taking time to meet the people on the way. Businesses today are in this very young energy, right? Produce more, push. We can produce more. Let's go, let's go. The opposite is like this yin, creative energy, this contemplating, and what is the essence, and how can we make the absolute best while respecting the employees and respecting the environment. That white slate, you know, where you have that qualitative inspiration. Instead of pushing ideas to the surface, you just let them gently incubate under the surface. I mean, I try to meditate a lot, but I'm a very young person, but I'm working on my yin because it's balance, right? Meditation, for me, can be many different types of meditations. It can be reading, it can be writing, it can be walking meditation, it can be cooking, listening to music, sitting still with my thoughts. You can also meditate on a specific thought, like on family or on friendship or on aging, or a specific point like the third eye, or with a sound, ah. There are different types of meditations. Again, I have so many thoughts. It's like my brain never stops. Sometimes I even wake up and I'm like, hello, silence please, I'm still sleeping. Because it's already like processing things, ideas, new things, how to create. And it's wonderful. But the interpretation is important. I like to see thoughts as clouds, passing in the sky. I know they're there, they're passing by. But I don't let them own me. I let them float by. And then I sit with my thoughts. And then I interpret what is important to me. Which ones I want to follow and which ones I just want to let float away. One day I was in Rishikesh at the International Yoga Festival. And there was an amazing facilitator guiding a class. And I love inversions. I remember he said, before we were going into the shoulder stand, 1 inversion a day keeps the doctor away. And coming down from that inversion, I connected with that stillness in my mind. It was completely still. And I just sat there and I didn't move. And I understood why, yoga, meditation, and all of that. Because of that feeling. Once you reach that feeling, it's amazing. Silence is beautiful. I just sat there with my thoughts, no thoughts at all. It was a miracle. And that is when I realized I need to spread this information, this amazing slowing down movement. I wanted to pay it forward. It starts with me, but then if I tell 2 people and detail 2 people and then we continue, we can create this web, right? This web of wellness into the world, a world that's so pushed. I feel like there's so many beautiful pictures online, but there's so many people unhappy, I wanted to spread truth, my truth. So breath work, another thing that changed my life. Often now when I'm, stressed and busy and running everywhere, I just take a moment to stop. And for 5 or 10 minutes, I just sit down and I just breathe. I also really like this one. So with my thumb, I close my left nostril, and with my pinky, the right one. And I inhale simultaneously. 5 to 10 minutes, and it just calms me. It just brings this inner calm, and it lets the whole stress fade away. I've always been juggling with a zillion different projects because I'm an entrepreneur. I love to work. A little bit of a workaholic. But through this whole storm, I like to kind of observe it as the ocean. There's this massive storm in the ocean and so many things are happening everywhere. And I'm this tiny island and I'm calm. And I see everything. I acknowledge it, like the clouds in the sky. But I remain calm. And I keep breathing. I am not anymore on this tiny bamboo float paddling like a crazy person in the storm. No, that's done. And you know what my secret is? Sometimes I allow myself to just do nothing. When you have so many things to do and you're like, you don't know where to start. So you just kind of give up, and then you take a day where you're like in bed, I'm not coming out. You turn on Netflix, you turn into a couch potato, you have a little bit of saliva coming down of your cheek and you're like, ugh. And you fully let go. And then usually the next day you feel very guilty because you haven't done anything. Well, I do exactly that, but I got rid of the guilty part. Now I enjoy it fully. I order takeout food and I just grant myself a whole day of doing nothing. I lie naked in my garden, I read, I just lie there with my thoughts, looking at the clouds. And you know what I call it? I call it mastering the art of doing nothing. So I invite you to do the same. Because after that, my brain, it's like a Ferrari. So much better. Thank you all for listening. This was Julie Spark for another episode of Slow Secrets. And today we talked about lifestyle. I wish you all a beautiful day and I send you so much love from the island. Bye. Slow Secrets.